The second model we look at is Kotter's 8-step model. Several prescriptions have been proposed for strategic, organization-level change, and Kotters is one of the best known. His ideas, based on analysis of many change efforts over a 15-year period, were set out in a Harvard Business Review seminal article. The article identified 8 common errors that organizations make when trying to undertake major changes. This was followed by his book, Leading Change, in which he elaborated his 8-stage process. 1. Establishing a sense of urgency. 2. Creating the guiding coalition. 3. Developing a vision and a strategy. 4. Communicating the change vision. 5. Empowering employees for broad-based action. 6. Generating short-term wins. 7. Consolidating gains and producing more change. 8. Anchoring new approaches in the culture. Each stage was an antidote to one of the errors he identified. The whole process offers a roadmap for undertaking major organizational change, placing a strong focus on the role of effective leadership. It is required reading for those leading or supporting change programs, not least because many senior organization leaders will also have read it. The delightful fable Our Iceberg Is Melting by Kotter and Rathgeber is also based on and teaches these 8 stages. There is an underlying assumption in Kotter's writing that, given the right process and the right leadership, change can be planned and managed. He acknowledges at a number of points the messiness of change and offers prescriptions for dealing with this. In his 7th and 8th stages, Kotter does engage with the complexity of organization systems and how one thing affects another. However, he appears to see organizations and change primarily through the machine, architecture, and political systems metaphors previously described, and does not engage strongly with the less deterministic metaphors. It is worth noting that you will not be expected to recall the precise sequence for exam purposes, although the differences between earlier and later stages may be examined. If you think about it, Step 1 relates to survival anxiety. Step 2 will be about the sponsor, manager. Step 3, Lewin also said vision and strategy for delivery. Step 4, it is all well and good having a vision, but we need to communicate it. Step 5, think about pink, autonomy, mastery and purpose. Step 6, Bridges said celebrate making progress and success. Step 7, the change is on a roll. And Step 8, I always think about Peter Drucker, who said, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So we need to make sure the change is embedded and is aligned to the desired culture and beliefs. There are many forms of organization, and some are more change-friendly than others. A tall, traditional family tree hierarchy is, as Kotter points out, optimized to deliver business as usual. However, it frequently makes any change more difficult. Managers at many levels all want to be involved and have their say. A change initiative can easily run out of energy before it gets final approval at the right level. By contrast, a part of the organization that is composed of largely autonomous, self-directed teams is likely to generate a great deal of change. In this case, the risk is not of smothering change, but of too many, possibly incompatible changes taking place around that part of the organization, a sort of anarchy that may not be in the best interests of the organization. The challenge is to keep an organization change-ready, whilst retaining the stability to do its business effectively. Kotter recognizes that an organization's traditional structure and processes are designed to achieve best results for its day-to-day work. They're not designed to deal with the constant stream of changes that large organizations need to deal with in increasing complexity. He proposes a second strategic operating system to work alongside the business-as-usual one. This second system is designed to be agile, making use of a network structure to monitor every aspect of the organization's internal and external world. It identifies, initiates, and implements changes, constantly reviewing and maintaining the organization's strategy and direction. This is not a freeze, unfreeze, refreeze concept, because there is no strategic steady state to refreeze. In this kind of organization, Kotter's guiding coalition is reconceived as the owners of this strategic operating system, identifying big opportunities for the organization. For each such opportunity, the strategic coalition creates a sense of urgency around it. They apply his other 7 steps, which are reconceived as accelerator processes, engaging volunteer change agents from around the organization to make the initiative happen. The guiding coalition becomes the strategic sun with multiple change initiatives, each with its own mini-guiding coalition as planets around it. The volunteers who run these initiatives bring them to their daily experience of the business-as-usual hierarchy. This minimizes the risk that the changes are disconnected from the organization's day-to-day work. This bold concept deliberately builds into the organization structure a set of processes that can act as reinforcing loops for any change that may be needed. It shows one way in which the organization structure can be configured to create agility and change readiness. Of course, to implement such an approach will in itself entail a significant change process. The business-as-usual element is on the left-hand side of this illustration.